Hey everyone, it's Ace of Spades Tarot. I welcome everyone to this new channel. I'm truly grateful for all who are joining in the collective energy of these readings. If you're new, which I'm guessing most of you are, please do subscribe to the channel, share it with friends, feel free to comment respectfully and hit that like button if what I say resonates with you. Of course, it is a general collective reading, not a personal reading. So these readings will not resonate for every person. Please take from it only what relates to your own situation and leave the rest. This series will be focused on kind of intimate relationships, partnerships, most likely romantic, but can also apply to any close personal or business relationships. And of course, these readings can apply to anyone who has Cancer prominently in their major planets in their natal chart. But I'm personally focusing more energy specifically on those with their Venus, Moon, and or Mars in Cancer, as these planets have to do with how we love, our emotions, and how we take actions, respectively. If you do not know how to find out your natal chart information and would like to delve deeper, or you're interested in a private reading, my email will be in the description box below, so please feel free to email me for any further information or questions. Reminders that time is fluid, so whenever this reading finds you, trust that it is meant to find you at that time, and also gender in tarot is fluid, so please try not to assign gender roles for the characters depicted on the keys, because we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. So, adjust your perspective of the reading to however it most resonates with you and or any energy that might be directly involved with you or impacting your situation. So, okay, Cancers, let's get started with your, I'm kind of labeling it mid-April to mid-May love and intimate partnership reading. And I'm excited. Okay. So I'm going to start off getting a little general energy overview. Spirit, what can you tell us about Two of Pentacles? This is one more. Two of Pentacles, so the balancing act. And the Tower, divine intervention. Now here, actually, I'm going to do these here. Balancing act. Divine intervention. And, oh, sorry. I'm kind of playing with the setup a bit, so you'll have to excuse me while I do that. Okay, here. I did see the Seven of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, wise investment. All right. So those are the three cards. And it's so funny, the Chariot is at the bottom of the deck, which is your card, Cancer. So, it's about charging ahead. I'll leave that upright, they're saying, for now. So maybe that will play into later on. But for now, so we have this Two of Pentacles, which is, again, about kind of that balancing act that, you see the woman on the tightrope, but traditionally it's, a man balancing two pentacles out ad infinitum, which you can't do forever. So you have to kind of make a decision at some point. We have, card number 16, the Tower, which is platonic energy, which is interesting, as where you're in the pre-shadow period of Pluto going into retrograde on the 29th of April. So, that's divine intervention. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. It's just something kind of unexpected from the universe that happens. And it's interesting, if you break 1 and 6 down, it's a 7, right? And 7 is the card of the Chariot, which we have here at the bottom of the deck, which is having to make a choice in direction, really, and charging ahead and trusting that choice. And then we have, following that, the Ace of Pentacles, which is a wise investment. So clearly making the right decision, whichever works for you, in order to see you, to whatever choice you choose, prosper in the future. I'm now going to get a card or two from the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal deck by Kim Krantz, just to see. Can we also get please, Cancer? Nope, sorry. Energy for Cancer. Energy for Cancer. Cancer Collective, please. Energy for the Cancer Collective, please. Energy for the Cancer Collective. Energy for the Cancer Collective. Octopus I just saw. So let's see if that wants to come out again. Energy for the Cancer Collective, please. Energy, please, for the Cancer Collective. Are you crabs all in your little shells hiding? Come on. Energy for the Cancer Collective, please. Energy for the Cancer Collective, please, Spirit. Energy, love and partnerships for the Cancer Collective. Intimate relationships. Really quiet. Okay, come on. Spirit energy for the Cancer Collective, please. Energy for the Cancer Collective, please. Energy for the Cancer Collective, please. Far too many. Energy for the Cancer Collective. Turtle. Okay. So a turtle, it's interesting. It's slow moving energy, but it's all the colors of kind of, the heart chakra, the red, the pinks and the greens. Reminds me always of the stone of Unakite, which is kind of like the soulmate stone, in my opinion. And it is water energy. So, and it's funny because, the turtle, like the crab, wears its shell on its back, right? So, but the fact that it's the colors of the heart chakra also shows the importance of kind of family, home, and partnerships to you. Like you are most at home when you are with your person. That's what I'm getting. Another card, please, for the person that is on Cancer's mind. Thank you. The hummingbird. So that's air energy. Okay. It's air energy, and it's got kind of all of the colors of the chakras around it, right? And where it sings, it creates this light out of this darkness. It's almost like the polar opposite of this turtle energy in the wearing its heart literally on its back as its home, but in the depths. And this hummingbird kind of shining a light in this darkness, almost like a mating call. That's one more, please. That's one more for the connection. One more for the connection here. Oh. It's the frog. which is really interesting because the frog is kind of this combination of both energies, right? If you will. It's, frog here. It's really the combination of the connection, because the frog goes through this metamorphosis, right? This transition. It's a really transformational energy, and starting from the egg to the tadpole to the frog, and a frog, it's kind of lets the rain, this darkness, wash off of it into this light. And there are some species of frogs that actually shed their kind of outer exteriors on a daily basis. It's in the same colors as this turtle, of this green of this heart chakra, right, and this pink. So I feel like you're very much connecting with somebody, and I feel it's more romantic than it is business. So thus far, we'll continue on into the reading. But yeah, I feel like whatever this person is doing, I think there's the way that you guys interact. It's almost like a rebirth and a transformation, if you will. A purification, a cleansing from the dark into the light process, and that makes it a really beautiful pair. We have flying tree frogs. Some species of frogs. So it's almost combining that water element with that air element. So let's see how does Cancer view them? Too soon. How does Cancer view themselves, please, Spirit? How does Cancer view themselves? How does Cancer view themselves, please, Spirit? Cancer view themselves in this relationship? Thank you. The Three of Cups. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? How Cancer views themselves. One more, please, Spirit. How Cancer views themselves. Nope. Get one more, please, Spirit, for how Cancer. Too many. One for how Cancer views themselves. Page of Wands. Okay, well, we're going to have to clarify. How does Cancer view their person? Or the person that's most on their mind? How does Cancer view the person that's most on their mind, please, Spirit? Thank you. Queen of Cups. How does Cancer view the relationship, Spirit? View the relationships. Does Cancer view the relationship with the person that's most on their mind? How does Cancer view the relationship with the person that's most on their mind, Spirit, please? Okay, far too many. Thank you. Okay, they're saying all three. Knight of Coins, Four of Swords, Six of Swords in reverse. The bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Coins. Okay, interesting energy. So, Cancer, how you view yourself, the Three of Cups and the Page of Wands. You might have just been out of a situation that's, this is the Fountain Tarot, and it's showing mostly one figure instead of three, but three cups, kind of pouring over this figure, kind of like the frog is being rained on, right? And it's almost a cleansing energy. But it might be, I'm getting that it's very possibly a cleansing energy from something in the past, which is, pages are messengers. And you see this person kind of emerging out from kind of this this kind of ethereal, elusive, illusory energy into this light energy, right? And wands are all about kind of our self-expression and our creativity and our solar plexus and our chakra, and so it's fire energy, and pages are also messengers. So it's like reminding yourself of who you are, right? And it's interesting because this page is kind of on a beam of light, almost, if you will, similar to this Two of Pentacles on this tightrope, but sure of themselves. Whereas here, this Two of Pentacles is again this balancing act, right? Which is feeling like what maybe you've come from in the past of trying to uphold, and you've moved out of that energy, and it's kind of been transformed and transmuted and cleansed here, so that you can, the ray of light within you can move forward. And how you see a person is the Queen of Cups, which is someone, incredibly nurturing and intuitive and full of love and emotion. The Queen of Cups makes sure her cup is never empty. She always has a cup to give to somebody else. And again, this play of this water, this kind of half in water, half out water. On this Two of Pentacles, it's kind of this waterfall behind her, and this is kind of a waterfall as well. And so all of these cards are really tying in very much together. So you might be dealing with another water sign, you might be dealing with an air sign with strong water in their chart. How you see the relationship, however, the Knight of Coins, so solid offer, stable offer. The Four of Swords, a time to kind of meditate and reflect, right? And there's this little bird, which is so funny, that looks so much like the hummingbird here. And of course, the Four of Swords being air energy as well. It's really sitting back in this reflection mode with this bird that's kind of chirping into your ear as you meditate. And the swords being kind of lifted into the light as I see it. As this water falls down and cleanses, these swords kind of are being removed from your mind. And it's also, the bird sits on the one sword that's in the front, which is kind of the sword of truth in my interpretation and what I'm instinctively getting. But then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So like the Two of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, when it's in the upright, it's moving kind of into calmer waters on this path, right? But when it's in the reverse, it's a stagnancy, it's staying still, and a turtle moves very slowly, and a Two of Pentacles is that balancing of I can't let this go and I can't let that go, and I don't know how to keep balancing, right? So it's interesting between the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords is the Ten of Swords, but we have the Six of Swords in reverse, which is good. Because, the Ten of Swords is kind of done. But if it were to be the Ten of Swords, it's almost kind of where that Tower comes in, right? I mean, after the Ten of Swords, it's kind of a Tower moment, because where else is there to go except for to start, afresh. So I feel like that's the kind of what's kind of hit the relationship. Is this Tower, and then to be able to begin again with this Ace of Pentacles, this Page of Wands, a fresh start, a new outlook. Let's see what's with your person. I'm using the Dream Keepers tarot for this. So what is their person's energy? How do they feel about themselves? How do they see themselves? How does Cancer's person see themselves, please, Spirit? Okay. The Devil. Could be dealing with a Capricorn. and the Four of Cups. It's interesting because the Four of Cups actually I saw when I was shuffling, here. And so perhaps you see your person, or you see the relationship as almost like being hoarded. How do I explain? But your person views it within themselves, that they're the ones that are cautious, right? And the devil, the devil is card number 15, but 1 plus 5 is 6, which is the lovers. So it's almost like when I see this, I feel like there's something there's some sort of I don't want to call it a trauma bond, but there's some sort of bond that's not necessarily healthy within your relationship. For your or your person sees themselves as not being so healthy because there are 3 cups here, and there's one being handed to them, and they're not actually, typically they're paying attention only to these 3 cups, but in this, it's like they're not paying attention to any of them. Not 3 cups, not the 1 cup that's being divinely handed. Definitely will clarify. I do notice this kind of amethyst-like looking / rose quartz looking stone above this woman's head, though, which, despite being a card of water, it's gives me and she's sitting amongst the clouds. It gives me a very air energy quality. So she might be kind of like the Four of Swords who goes within. This person is possibly trying to reach their emotions using their mind, which, you see the scissors kind of cutting into the stone statue that she holds into the mind, instead of paying attention to their emotions. How does the person on Cancer's mind view the relationship? The 8 of Cups and the 6 of Wands. So you both might have moved away from something in the past. This 8 of Cups is walking away from things that don't serve you, knowing that, as we always are trying to get to the 10 in the minor arcana in the tarot, like, knowing that there are 2 cups out there, and choosing to leave these 8 cups behind because knowing that there's more. And again, this theme of these birds right in the background. And then we have the 6 of Wands. So they look at you as someone who's victorious. You look at them as someone who's incredibly loving, and they look at you like someone who's had to leave behind certain things. But there's kind of she's holding an hourglass, which means, there's a time. It's an amount, only so much time. But they're also looking at you like, a card of victory, like they have won when it comes to you. And it's interesting because in this 6 of Wands, she's holding this wand. It's almost like the Page of Wands grown up, but she's eating these grapes so decadently, right? It's almost like the woman in the Devil card has succumbed to their own kind of animalistic passions and impulses. And they might be missing something within you and not fully seeing you for who you are. Definitely will have to clarify. How does Cancer's person view the relationship, please? Spirit, make it concise. How does Cancer's person, thank you. Temperance. Temperance is all about balance, right? Sagittarian energy. But again, and we have this bird here, right? It's kind of like the skeleton of a stork, and it's holding kind of the same stone that this Four of Cups has above her head, and it's almost like they're putting together the perfect relationship. You know, they're building the person puzzle by puzzle, piece by piece. But what's behind the puzzle pieces is still kind of an unknown. And the person that's doing it is doing it rather blindly, right? Because she's trusting fully her intuition. You know, temperance is very much, you know, about being able to have that self-control, right? And here it's kind of, instead of a stone, it's really kind of a heart that this stork or this crane holds in its beak. And she has, you know, she's headless. So it's using pure spirit to construct. She, he, your partner. Or perhaps they see you trying to construct them in a certain way. Only you would know the difference. At the bottom of the deck here we have the Six of Swords in the upright, which is moving into calmer waters. Okay, let's clarify. Why does Cancer see themselves as the Three? Why does Cancer see themselves as the Three of Cups and the Page of Wands, please? Can we clarify that? Why does Cancer see themselves as the Three of Cups and the Page of Wands? Thank you. Three of Cups. So again, and notice the blues and the blues. So a lot of throat chakra energy, you know, and so it could be that there was a third-party situation in the past, and trying to balance that out. It could be trying to communicate in a way that, you know, this turtle who's underwater and this hummingbird who's in the air, trying to communicate to each other in a way. That's been a theme, especially as we also go into the shadow period of Mercury in retrograde. You know, this theme of trying to communicate to your partner. Why does Cancer see themselves as the Queen of Cups? Page of Cups. I'm sorry, their person is the Queen of Cups. Page of Cups. So I think this person was, you know, genuinely, when you first met, genuinely like, I'm getting the word love bombing, but I hate using like psychological clinical terms for things. I'm not a doctor, so but I think that you saw them as incredibly sweet, as incredibly nurturing and caring and eager to please. And let's get one more card for that. Somehow this changed. I mean, you see the person as the queen now, but it's almost like in control, the Tower. So again, we have the Tower. So I think something's happened again along the way, like I was saying, in between this kind of cleansing process and trying to communicate and feeling like a fresh start. Something happened where a decision had to be made, right? Choosing a path. Again, the Tower, and it's card number 16. Second time it's come out, and it breaks down to a 7, which is the Chariot, which is your card. So, and again, we're in a lot of Plutonic energy right now, so I'm not surprised the Tower is coming out. Clarifying card on how Cancer views the relationship. Queen of Wands. So, I think you are seeing that you can kind of make, this relationship can be made of it what you both want. But that's up for you both to decide. Get one more, please. Oh, far too many. Far too many. 8 of Cups. Again, walking away. So, for some of you, and I'm getting again a couple of storylines here. Some of you, you know, have had to recently make a choice to walk away from this relationship because it wasn't moving forward anywhere, and you know, you needed more. You were ready for more. You were ready for more excitement. You wanted things to be what you pictured them to be when this first started out. For others of you, I'm seeing that you are both taking that, you know, that chance to walk away from things that no longer serve you, and doing it with the energy, you know, of no longer a Page of Wands, but of a Queen of Wands collectively. Why does... Oh, I just saw the Magician, so let's see if that comes out again. Why does Cancer's person see themselves as the devil, please? Why do they see themselves as the devil? The World. So the World is all about beginnings and endings, right? It's the end of the major arcana. It's the last card. We start again at the Fool. We go through from the Fool to the World throughout, you know, many cycles in our lives. So, you know, it's really, but it's also the planting of a seed, right? It's in this depiction, it's the planting of that acorn seed, which is the seed to all of kind of life, if you will. You know, the essence. I'm getting very strongly the message about, like, you know, Adam and Eve in the garden, right? And taking that bite from the apple, and again creating like kind of the seed of human, like of life. So some of you might be dealing with unplanned pregnancies. That could be the Tower that hit, and realizing, you know, we've been stacking our cups for so long, and they're starting to spill over, but yet we had this power of manifestation with this Queen of Wands energy. Let's have one more on why the Four of Cups and the Devil is here for, you know, for Cancer's person, why they view themselves that way. Why they view themselves that way, please. Thank you. Oh, we have 2. The Emperor and Strength. So you might be dealing with someone who's very, Cancers, you might be dealing with someone who sees themselves in quite an interesting light, you know. They might have a shadow side that they don't show very often. They might be very reserved. You know, this is both fire energy here. We have the Emperor, which is, you know, Aries energy, also Aquarius for me as a reader, and we have Strength energy, which is Leo energy, you know, but both are extremely powerful cards. So I feel as if your person has, and why you see them as the Queen of Cups, right, is this Queen is in the depths of this water. And so I think you understand that whoever it is that you're dealing with has this remarkable amount of depth, but they, like the hard shell of the acorn, don't always expose that that inner, the way they did when you first met them, that kind of purity of emotion, and I think they recognize that in themselves. And I mean, even this world card, like the hummingbird, you see it with the circle of light around it, right? With the dark kind of around that. But they certainly see themselves as powerful. However, I think within, they're not as confident as they appear to be. Why does this person see Cancer as 8 of Cups and 6 of Wands? Why? Thank you, Spirit. 10 of Wands, a burden. One more, please. High Priestess. So I think, and I'm getting this a lot. We have a lot of energy in Pisces at the moment, as well. So I've been getting similar messages for readings that where, one person is really understanding of who the other person is, and the other person is kind of understanding of who that person is, but instead of seeing it as, this 6 of Wands is how they probably portray everything to the public. Inside they're feeling this burden. I think that's their own burden of their own shadow side. And this is a time when, especially as things are moving into Pluto, right? Planets moving into Pluto, and we'll see this really strongly, especially around the full moon in Scorpio during Taurus season. This kind of secrets coming to light, and so it's something to be aware of. It's nothing to scare. It's not to scare anyone. It's because we have this Ace of Pentacles here next to the Tower, which is really, it's very much earth energy, and it's kind of divinely handed, right? And it's something I don't think you'll ignore, because you've kind of gone through the muck and the mire, and you've been cleansed, and you've kind of heard the call. So let's clarify why they see 2 of Cups, Temperance. So that's beautiful, 2 of Cups is that's alchemical heart chakra energy there. This 2 of Cups for Temperance. So in Temperance is about balance, right? And about tempering oneself, and being able to have self-control. So to have that 2 of Cups, they see the relationship as balanced. 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles is the feeling kind of left out in the cold, and then we have this kind of more red of the root chakra here, right? And it's Taurus energy. So either there's 2 very distinct storylines going on, or there's a burden around this person, feels that this relationship has placed kind of a heart burden, despite the fact that they do feel like it's your counterparts. But there's some sort of feeling of being left out in the cold. And again, that's why, and this kind of spiritual impoverishment, for me, the 5 of Pentacles is always. And so we see that kind of here, where she does not paying attention to anything that's the emotions that are being offered to her. What are the strengths of this relationship, Spirit? I'm sorry this isn't more clear. The Fool. So the Fool, great. Strengths is the ability to have new beginnings. So I think whatever you go through with this person, especially if you're a couple that's been together for a long time, kind of like this Page of Wands carries this wand here, and the Fool kind of carries this stick, this puppy. He's just happy. And you have, again, this Ace of Pentacles here. It's kind of like these Tower moments happen, and they happen for all of us, right? but you two have kind of worked out a way to get through them. Now, if this is someone that you have been in a relationship and it has been off and on and off and on for a while, this is you knowing to use your higher judgment whether or not, you want to be in a relationship with this person, or a business partnership or friendship or whatever it is, because, at some point we have to take the role of that Eight of Cups and say, I know what's best for me, and I need to walk away, right? So that I can have that fresh new beginning. I can have that fresh start with somebody else. And if it's that's just the cyclical nature of your relationship, and it's not abusive and it's not toxic, and every relationship goes through ups and downs. Of course, there are always, there are times where we are in love with our partner. There are times where we can't stand our partner, but we still love them. But, so it's all relationships go through that ebb and flow, right? No one can remain the Page of Cups. No one can remain the Page of Wands. No one, we're constantly evolving and changing as people. But perhaps there's, there's more to the shadow side of the relationship than either person would like to acknowledge. Although I think you've begun to do that. And again, if you're just out of a relationship, Magician and Four of Wands in reverse. So as the weaknesses of the relationship, the Magician card number 1 comes right after the Fool. And the Four of Wands, and this is Virgo and Gemini energy. And the Magician is a master manifester, right? But there's a shadow side to the Magician, just like, we have this devil behind the Emperor. There's a shadow side to the Magician where you can manifest in a way that's not so healthy. And then this Four of Wands, which is, Venus and Aries energy. It's, it's typically the marriage card, but it's in reverse. So, and the fact that it lays along the same lines of this Ten of Wands and this Tower says to me that, I think this is a relationship that's tried to make it work, and maybe some things just aren't working, or maybe it's not conventional and it works for you. Again, take it how you will. I'm just feeling a somewhat manipulative kind of energy coming from here, from this general area. And please don't ever let someone manipulate you or build you into who they want you to be. You are a whole person. You do not need anyone to complete you. You don't need anyone to complete your puzzle. You are allowed to be a puzzle. So, you can solve the puzzle together. But just know, Cancers, that you are beautiful, and you are worthy of a love that doesn't need to manipulate you, that doesn't need to, hide their shadow self, that doesn't need to kind of cause towers or allow towers to happen and not fix them and keep you stagnant in the same position. And you don't ever have to feel like you are a burden to someone, because if you feel that way, or your person feels that way, then that's not meant to be. If you feel like you're constantly walking a tightrope or walking on glass, that's not healthy, and so maybe this hummingbird is actually, kind of your own subconscious kind of telling you, that kind of whisper in the ear, or the, as loud as the Archangel Gabriel, trumpeting, and, the Lazarus, the rising of the dead card on Judgment Day in the Major Arcana in Tarot. It's maybe you're already hearing that and just need a confirmation that, if any of this resonates with someone who's in a relationship that doesn't feel quite healthy, that it's okay to walk away from it, that you don't have to feel like you are trapped or you are stuck. Because you get that enlightenment, that little bird that whispers in your ear as you meditate. And your inner guide, your inner compass knows what to do. I mean, I certainly can't tell you. All I can say is I don't ever the star card of healing, right? Card of Aquarius, card of healing, card of spirit, and like spirit incarnate there, the 7 chakras aligning. So in a way, it's kind of cleansing this tower energy. It's cleansing all the energy. It's, the stage, it's up smoking. And, 1 and 7 is 8, and it's the strength. And so, the strength card. So, you have the strength within you. That's that's kind of the message from spirit there. Again, you know what's best for you. But if someone is in, an unhealthy relationship, now this is the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck, a Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck. The card is Synergy, number 41, and 4 plus 1 breaks down to a 5. 5 is the energy of the Hierophant, but 5 is also the energy of change. So I'll read it. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. And that's really what this frog is doing, right? It's cleansing itself to give birth to a new reality. And what the star is doing. So it really sums up everything so beautifully. And the colors of this next to the colors that surround this hummingbird, which is really, I feel like your kind of intuition. I'm really not getting that it's the energy of the other person at this point. I'm really getting this is about you. Don't ignore that intuition, that, don't ignore that voice in your head, that gut feeling. If you ask the universe what you should do if you're confused about a situation and feel like you're walking a tightrope and trying to balance and slowly trying to swim out of this darkness and whatnot, whatever your first inclination is really what the answer is. Don't second guess it. Let the tower moments happen, because you clearly are resilient and are able to see the light and the beauty and the aren't afraid to start fresh, because you have the power within and the healing within. You've done the cleansing process. So I hope this helped. Some of you out there. Again, if you're interested in delving further, obviously, again, these are collective readings, and I'm much more used to doing personal readings, where I can really tap into someone else's energy and give you much more, clarity specific to you yourself. My email will be down below, so you can always email me for information on private readings. So thank you again for joining me. Really appreciative. And ciao for now, and namaste.